Island of the Blue Dolphins Novel Study by Scott Odell. Novel Study by Julia. This is Karana, as you see, the main character in the book. She is a Native American. I would describe Karana as brave, practical, talented, compassionate, forgiving, and resourceful. She lived on San Nicolas Island for many years, to be exact, 18 years. Karana is super brave because she went to save her brother Ramo in the sea. Karana is practical because when she is going somewhere, she gets the stuff she actually uses. Karana is talented because she makes beautiful skirts and dresses. Karana is compassionate and forgiving because she forgave Rantu for killing her brother. She even had him as a pet. Rantu is a wild animal dog. Karana is resourceful because she uses everything around her. Here's a quote from the story to prove that she is brave. I flung myself into the sea to save my brother. Rantu, on the right page, I talked about him in Karana's description. Rantu is a wild dog that killed Karana's brother, as you see in Karana's description too. I would describe Rantu as mean, kind, and brave. Rantu is mean because he killed Karana's brother. Rantu is kind because he left his dog pack to live with Karana. Rantu is brave because he is the leader of the wild dogs. On the left page, you see Ramo. And this is the last character I'm going to do from the book. This is Karana's brother, Ramo. Ramo is 6 years old. I would describe him as curious, not shy, imaginative, and disobedient. He is curious because he was trying to figure out what was in the sea. He is not shy because he was screaming to try to find out what was the red thing in the water. He was imaginative because he thought a gull had 2 red sails. He is disobedient because he went on a cliff with his spear in his hand without Karana's permission. Naughty little boy. This is the main setting in the story. It is San Nicolas Island, as you see circled on the picture. Some other settings in the story were the cave, the headlands, Karana's house, and the sea. The first main event in the story was the Aleuts came to the island to hunt the sea otter for their pelts. The second main event in the story was the natives and the Aleuts had a battle over the otter pelts, and the chief and many other men were killed, including Karana's father and mother. The third main event in the story was the white men came to save the natives and take them away from the island, but Karana and Ramo got left behind. The fourth main event in this story was Ramo got killed by a pack of wild dogs. The fifth main event in this story is Karana settles on the island, builds a new home, and adapts to the leader of the wild dogs, Rantu, as her pet. The last main event in this story is the Aleuts came back to the island. Karana goes back to hiding and meets an Aleut girl, Totok. The themes in this story are survival, loneliness, and perseverance. Textual evidence say she never gave up when she wanted to save Rambo. She lived on an island all by herself, and she used all her resources around her. The natural resources on the left page are abalone. They were used for food. This is a quote from the text that is for the abalone. For it had gorged itself upon the abalone we had not taken. Page 44. Here's a picture of abalone. Here is another natural resource. It's yucca fibers, and they're used to make skirts. Here's another quote from the text for textual evidence. The only thing that made me angry was my beautiful skirt of yucca fibers, which I had worked on so long and carefully, was ruined. Page 48. Another natural resource is whale bones. They are used to make fences and used like needles. A quote from the text is, 3 fine needles of whalebone, page 38. Here's a picture of a whalebone. Another natural resource on the right page is an owl. It's used for making holes. And here's a quote from the text. An owl for making holes, page 38. And here's a picture of an owl. On the left page, you see another natural resource. It's a good knife, used for scraping, page 38. And a quote from the text says, a good stone knife for scraping hides, page 38. And here is a stone knife at the bottom. Here's the genre. The genre is historical fiction. I know this because the facts are not all real, but it is based on history. Here are vocab words. Here's one vocab word. Gorged means to stuff yourself with food. And there's a picture at the bottom. Another vocab word is heed. And that means to give careful attention to. And here's a picture of 2 people paying attention to each other. Here are 2 other vocab words. And singed means to burn slightly. Here's a quote from the text. After the Aleuts had killed our men at the Coral Cove, all the women of our tribe had singed their hair short as a sign of mourning. And another vocab word is mourning. Mourning means the act of a person who mourns. Here's another quote from the text. Short as a sign of mourning, page 124. Also on the left page, for singed, the quote was from page 124 too. Here is the connection to California history. This story connects to California history because it is teaching us about the California Indians. How this story connects to California history because it's showing us how the Native American Indians used supplies and how they hunt for food. Also because this way of life is way different from our life now. Another way it's showing us about the Native American Indians. Another way it's showing us about the Native American Indian is most of the time people, or should I say chiefs, have fights. In this specific story, there was a fight between 2 chiefs and one of the chiefs died. Also, the main character's mother died too. This is why this story connects to California history. The end. Da, 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 da.